Welcome to another LCRA historic moment. In 1938, LCRA entered the public power business, thanks to a young congressman by the name of Lyndon B. Johnson. Johnson had helped form two rural electric cooperatives, Pedernales and what is today Bluebonnet, to serve farms and ranches in his congressional district. But the other part of the public power battle lay with the small communities in Johnson's district. It wasn't that these communities didn't have electric service. They did, from private utilities. But the service was terrible, and it was expensive. The private utilities had decided that they could not afford to build transmission lines from their central power stations to the rural communities. So what they did was to provide each community with its own gas-powered electric generator, which might run 3 or 4 hours a night if it didn't break down. The generators might crank out enough power for a few light bulbs in your house, but there wasn't enough electricity to listen to the radio, or bake a pie, or wash clothes using the new modern home appliances. Johnson was looking to LCRA to correct this situation. But amazingly, LCRA looked like it was going in the opposite direction, selling the power from the newly completed Buchanan and Inks dams to private utilities. The LCRA board explained that its hands were tied. The government loans to build the dams were coming due, and there was no other market for LCRA power. Johnson told the board, if a market didn't exist, create one. And so in 1938, LCRA hired an operations manager, Max Starkey, to find municipal buyers for its electricity. As mayor of Seguin, Starkey had established city-owned electric and water utilities that generated most of the city's revenues while providing reliable, low-cost service. Starkey promoted his hometown success story to area communities. Your town could make a lot of money by buying or building your own electric utility. And if you bought LCRA electricity, your customers could see their electric rates drop by as much as half. LCRA's public power campaign alarmed the private utilities. They demanded that LCRA call off the campaign. They gave their employees silver dollars to spend around town to demonstrate their economic clout. And they refused to sell their systems to LCRA even when LCRA threatened to build its own. The private utilities' resistance enraged Johnson. At one meeting, he told a utility executive to go to hell. That earned Johnson a scolding from his political mentor and LCRA's general counsel, Alvin Wirtz, who had been trying to negotiate a peaceful solution. Wirtz told Johnson his outburst had not brought LCRA any closer to its goal. And he pointed out the obvious. You can tell a man to go to hell, but you can't make him go. Johnson said he learned a valuable political lesson that day and toned down his rhetoric, at least in public. In any event, the private utilities were losing the public relations war. 19 communities had held bond elections to buy their local utility systems, and the bonds passed, in most cities by overwhelming margins. The private utilities saw the light and sold their systems to LCRA. And finally, LCRA was in the public power business. By 1941, LCRA was serving 16 cities and 7 electric cooperatives with power from its 4 dams, Buchanan, Inks, Mansfield, and Tom Miller. LCRA would go on to build 2 additional dams that would eventually be renamed for Alvin Wirtz and Max Starkey. And by the way, I'm standing in front of Lake Marble Falls, the lake formed by Max Starkey Dam. In 1965, LCRA would rename the lake formed by Wirtz Dam in honor of President Lyndon B. Johnson, thereby honoring the 3 key individuals, Johnson, Wirtz, and Starkey, who made power from LCRA a reality.